So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles Remastered. So guys, 115 speaking, and I would very much like to welcome you to the Colosseum, not to be confused with the Greek one in Tomb Raider 1. We are now in Rome, in Italy. It's the Colosseum, the most famous one in the world. However, not many people know what secrets it hides. In today's level, we are gonna get our hands on all 12 goodies, raising the total pickups count to 81. However, we're gonna look at the stat screen when being at 80 because the final pickup triggers the level end, and we are not gonna be able to check the stats afterwards. This is also gonna net us, and so ended the first of many achievements for finishing the Rome chapter, as this is the final third Rome Chronicle level. We are also gonna get our hands on 9 enemies. We're gonna land all 9 kills, and thankfully this time, generously, all 9 kills will be registered via the game, so we're gonna increase our kills count to 16. We're also gonna get our hands on the 3 remaining Rome secrets in this level, unlocking the Codex of Rome for collecting all the secrets, and when it comes to breakable objects, there are 9 and then 12 breakaway tiles, raising our total breakables count by 21 to 33, which I think is interesting. Kind of takes me back to Tomb Raider 1 Remastered's After Us the Deluge achievement, but you don't have to worry about that here at all. That's just something I keep a track of for fun. Now guys, when it comes to the achievements, there are 2 you actually need to focus on outside of finishing the level and getting all secrets, and that's Long Live the King. Defeat all the lions using Uzis. Lara is gonna take on the role of a gladiator, so to speak, and we are gonna have to finish these beasts off just with Uzis. Ammunition will be tight, and what's worse, we don't even have the Uzis yet, so that's gonna be a bit tricky. We're gonna encounter Uzis after we already encounter lions. We'll need to do a little bit of backtracking, but I think I have a strategy for that. And finally, Feet of Clay. Defeat the last soldier statue in the Colosseum using only Lara's pistols and without taking damage. This is much easier than it sounds. A counterpart to the previous level's Legionnaire statue. The environment we'll be fighting him in, though, gives us plenty of advantages. And I think for this achievement, I'm gonna be toggling on the golden pistols. Hopefully I will not forget. Anywho guys, so let's explore this place. This is an entire level that we have to complete before getting access to the coveted Philosopher's Stone, which on the loading screen again was more yellowish and didn't look like the red counterpart we've actually seen in-game. It's very confusing how inconsistent the game is. Now guys, I would just really like to give props to the remaster. Look what they did with this place. They turned this into full-fledged catacombs, with so many corpses and carcasses lying around. In the original you had a hint of that here and there, skulls and a ribcage and that sort of thing, but this is such a night and day difference. It also makes it a little bit trickier to spot this pushable block over here. I don't think we've had a single pushable or pullable object in the entire last revelation that would cover up a full square. You could always move around them or above them. This is no longer the case here. Kind of takes us back to the original trilogy. Inside is the first golden rose, okay? Now guys, no matter what you do not sprint in this corridor, okay? It's very important you don't go overboard with how fast Lara is. You need to stop at the exact tiles the normal running speed takes you to. I have screwed myself over so many times via doing a sprint, okay? This is really cool because apparently underneath the Roman Colosseum there's a tomato sauce, lava, and there is a little hidey hole here, which is not tied to a secret, it's actually mandatory. We need to push a button to open up a door in the chamber we were about to enter. But again, I'm happy about this because this lets the corner shimmying shine, which again I feel like the devs were almost making up for how underused corner shimmying, whether on ladders or just on ledges, was in the last revelation, so this is pretty neat. You need to learn that this technique even exists before you're able to continue the level. So above there's a bit of sunlight, and down there are lions. Apparently from the times of ancient Rome, these things are somehow still alive. Could be the effect of the Philosopher's Stone, honestly. We don't know. Now remember, Long Live the King achievement. Unless you have Uzis, which we don't, we just have ammo, for which I'm very grateful, we should not hit them with a single pistol bullet, revolver shot, or any pellet from the shotgun. This will invalidate the achievement. I have actually done some thorough testing for this. You cannot even accidentally hit these things with anything else but Uzis. Now, slide to run is incredibly valuable here, Let's press the button and immediately jump over the lion, dive through the next one. This should allow us to pass easily, sprint and transition into a climb. And this way we have not taken any damage and we left the lions where they are. We'll be back for those kitty cats once we have the Uzis, okay? Now, over here is a piece of a gemstone. Actually, this itself is a gemstone, but it's missing its setting around it. So we'll need to combine it with another one. Now guys, get your shotgun out. For there be... Oh my god. A gladiator. Oh my goodness gracious, this was absolutely terrifying. You know what? I actually thought he's gonna appear when we step here, not whilst we're already here, and he completely caught me off guard. Nicely done, gladiator. Nicely done. And guys, if you're as confused as I am as to why on earth are we fighting gladiators, I wish I had an answer for you. Again, this could be some effect of the Philosopher's Stone having on what used to be the locals living here, whether animals or people. And what I want to do is, of course, take a picture of these bastards, but I want the door to get out of the way, and I would like to summon the light orb. You know what that's gonna do? I'm gonna decrease the intensity somewhat, and I would like to take a shot of the shield they're carrying. It's kind of a cute design in the original. Yeah, this helmet, it's nonsense. This doesn't exist. They actually fixed it to the proper gladiator one. I'm sure some of you guys will know the exact Latin name for this kind of helmet. I unfortunately don't. But yeah, the idea that they've been stuck here for centuries or millennia is pretty terrifying. Let's bring them some relief. And these fellas are incredibly fast. Like, if you think Lara is fast while sprinting, nah, she has nothing on these gladiators. Okay, let's press a button to allow us to continue. And now guys, we are gonna be in a fairly tricky situation, because there's gonna be a gladiator and a lion. And remember, we want to hit lions with Uzis that we don't have. But whilst fighting the gladiator, a pellet can scatter and hit the lion. But I think we're safe. I guess we'll find out if I unlock the achievement or not, okay? You just need to do everything in your power to separate them. And now, go for the Uzis. Let's get them out immediately, Miss Croft, for there be lion attacking us. Whew. And try not to waste a single bullet. This will be a very tight squeeze with ammo in this level, alright? And guys, something I haven't said yet, I think, but go crazy with medpacks, shotgun shells, Uzis. Uzis just for the lions in case you're interested for the achievements, if you're playing on a platform with achievements. The reason is that once we finish this level, we are gonna finish the Rome Chronicle, enter the next Chronicle, and our inventory is gonna completely reset, okay? You're gonna lose all the medpacks and ammo you haven't used. Now guys, normally I would recommend, you know, just start shooting at them from up here, but here's the thing. I would, in this particular instance, given how tight the ammo is, recommend sacrificing some health for the sake of preserving the Uzi ammo. So I'm gonna do something rather stupid and unthinkable. Oh my god, that didn't work out. Whew, we have 63 bullets, excellent. 60 should be all we need to deal with the final lion. Actually, you need less than that, but that guy will be accompanied by a gladiator, okay? Okay, so we took a lot of damage, but the most important thing, we have enough ammo to still complete the achievement. It should take around 30 bullets, if you're not gonna miss a single bullet, to deal with a lion, maybe even a little less. Okay, excellent. We are well on our way to tackle what many consider the toughest part of this level. This room. My god, this room is such a trial. Once you no longer struggle with this particular challenge, you've become a seasoned Tomb Raider, let me put it like that. First of all, again, love the detail both in the original and even the stalactites added in the remaster over here. But the idea is that this is a large chamber. You might be thinking, oh my god, where are the hidden medpacks and goodies? Guys, there are none. The only pickup in this entire room is the gemstone over here, okay? We cannot pick it up because it's down there. Lara didn't bring the appropriate gear to deal with that sort of thing. So instead, we need to pull this lever 3 times to raise the pedestal and then do timed run to reach it. And let's see if I can do it on my first attempt. You can just hold the action key to do it 3 times and the pedestal will fully rise. And now let's go around this thing. Tap action as you reach the end, it helps a little. Standing jump and transition into a run and a running jump. Excellent. That was not a perfect running jump, it was still sufficient to reach this. And it should also be the case here. Do not even bother sprinting or anything like that. And my friends, I mentioned we're missing the setting for the gemstone. There it is. Haha, nice. First attempt as well. I always like to put the timer on screen to know how much time you have and the sort of remaining time we have, just like I did in the original. Anywho guys, normally just running forward would take falling damage, but cutscene will save us.
An unfortunate situation, no?
I've had worse.
Indeed, indeed. This is a very deep pit, and in this such a historic venue, I feel sure there may be valuable artifacts lurking in its depths.
I can't tempt you to jump down and look.
Well, this is my point. I feel you may be better qualified to examine its secret, unless you, perish the thought, expired in the fall. Perhaps if you lighten your load a little, it may lessen the impact. The stone you carry?
Wondered when you'd get to that. Pull me up, and the stone's yours.
And we all live happily ever after? I think not. Give me your word that once you leave the pit, you will not lay a finger on me.
You have my word.
The stone? Now, Miss Croft, you gave me your word. Come now, Lara. Lara, you promised.
Boom!
Could you find it in your heart to help me up? I appear to be slipping.
Pierre, you know nothing would please me more, but we have an agreement.
Agreement?
Not to lay a finger on you, remember, silly? Anyway, busy girl, got to go.
But I...
Don't let me hold you up.
Lara, you are absolutely cold-blooded, and this is why you are so much fun. Poor Pierre. Although this recontextualizes things somewhat. Now, in case you're wondering, there isn't really any nod to Pierre being down there or anything like that in the remasters, at least as far as I've noticed. The pit is completely empty. And as we know from Tomb Raider 1, Pierre is actually fine. He survived the fall despite the neck-breaking sound effect we heard. This also kind of explains why he holds such a grudge. Anyway guys, what you can now do is continue the level, but if you've been paying attention before we fell here, there was a grate that briefly opened up. And behind that grate is the second secret of the level. So, if you make a jump over here, you are in fact gonna re-enter the giant chasm with the pedestal and the lever we had to pull 3 times. However, this time we don't need to pull anything, that'd be dirty. We just need to climb back up and try to re-enter the room that triggered the cutscene. And you know what? This kind of secret, despite again being a secret based on backtracking, I actually really like, because it's the cutscene that tried to distract us from noticing it, and it's just something that hasn't been done before. I like this secret a lot. And you reapproach the grate and it reopens. It's as simple as that. And inside is not only the second golden rose on a lovely pedestal, but also an absolutely beautiful piece of artwork. And for this one to shine, I'm again gonna put a light orb next to it. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. And I want to capture it again, both in its original and remastered glory. This is excellent. Oh, there's something about mosaics that intrigues me so much more than paintings. Someone had to put that together, plan beforehand, that sort of thing. And there's a satyr drinking some wine, then a flute player, then a cherub. So again, this is probably going to be from Holy Roman Empire. I'm not sure who this is. If you guys have any idea, let me know. It could be... Could it be Hermes, the messenger of gods? But he should have a snake around his staff. Also, I'm saying Hermes, but that's a Greek name. Anyway, if you have any guess who that depiction could be, please let us all know. Anyway, love what they done with that piece of artwork in the remaster. Now, the safest way to actually get down here is the golden rule of sliding down, hold the ledge backwards. Now, you might not really see it, at least not in the remastered graphics. Oh, it's even darker in the OGs. You want to go to the left to minimize damage, and thankfully this non-slippery part of the slope will break Lara's fall, okay? Now, yes, I see what they've done with the Colosseum out there, but I want to focus on it when we get a better shot and reach the upper floor. Oh yeah, Tomb Raider theme, for no apparent reason whatsoever. Actually, let me do that here. This should be a pretty good angle. Would you look at that? The shadow work they put into effect here is absolutely astonishing. Now, of course, I want to take a picture of the Colosseum itself. And it seems like we are at the exactly opposite part of it compared to the remaster and the original. That's a bit funny. Okay, let's just... I think I want to extend the FOV somewhat, just to get more in this shot. Excellent. I wish I could get the sun in it too. Maybe if I truly extend the FOV. It's maybe a little bit too much, but no, this actually works great. And let's do the original paper cardboard cutout. Oh, it's really cute. I love this. Man, Tomb Raider Chronicles is the best looking remastered game, I swear. So anywho, we have the gemstone piece and the setting. Let's combine them into a gemstone. This is probably the stone Pierre asked for, or maybe he thought Lara already has the Philosopher's Stone and asked for that. But honestly, that dialogue worked well, even given we don't have the Philosopher's Stone yet. Now, there are a couple of ways you can tackle the following challenge. I still haven't saved the game and I'm gonna be a little bit cocky. But let's see about this one. By the way, notice how it was this yellow-orange in the original, which made no bloody sense whatsoever. Now let's roll and make a running jump and end up landing on this platform. And we have broken the remaining 12 tiles, which I'm absolutely counting as breakable objects. Now what you should be doing is enter that small cave over there and start shimmying, and again, corner shimmying around the chamber and not fall into the pit of lava. If you don't really have the patience for that, there is a bit of a more dangerous and faster way that I want to show you, and that's hold action as you're falling here and Lara should squeeze underneath. Thankfully, that seems to have worked out nicely. Furthermore, guys, this is a point where I'm finally gonna save the game because it is crucial to both achievements we are trying to unlock. Let's see if we have enough Uzi ammo to tackle the following lion. Oh, that reminds me, we haven't taken a picture of a lion yet. So, now they should have spawned. With the backdrop of the Colosseum and the sun, that's gonna be a pretty good picture. Why not? Okay, let's do it from this side. Excellent. I honestly kind of prefer the way they looked in the original. Here they have almost red eyes, which doesn't make much sense to me. Anyway, the gladiator is gonna try to soak up a precious Uzi bullets, if you let him. Oh my god, it was not enough. That bloody gladiator. Good thing I saved. Let's just try this again, this time being less focused on taking pictures. And let's go straight for the lion. No, Lara, lion. She keeps aiming at the gladiator over and over. Oh, this is so tricky. And here I thought 60 Uzi bullets would be enough to take both of them down. No, Lara, the lion, please. Oh my god, the last bullet. Okay, we are running out of health. What's happening? Whoa. Guys, this was stressful. I'm so happy I saved when I did. Now, this is very easy to miss on the really illustriously illustrated textures, but the gladiator dropped a little key here. The key is called Yeah, Colosseum key. Well, it's like they didn't really bother with naming the keys in different ways. And also, you're just gonna use the key to access the door over here, okay? This... My god, I'm in love with this door. I need to take a picture of it, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna have to put another light bulb over here, because it's so dark. Yeah, let's get Lara, the door, and the lock in the picture, like that. Is this an actual door that's part of the Colosseum in Rome? This is way too intricate to be an original artwork, surely. And you can see the wolf faces in the door, which were very popular in Rome given its establishment myth with Romulus and Remus. I have no idea who this could be. An emperor of sorts, maybe? Gladiator sword, grapes were absolutely what Rome's economy was based on, and slavery, let's be honest. Interesting, absolutely fascinating. Anyway guys, let me talk about the next achievement we wanna unlock, the Feet of Clay. Once we unlock this door, we are gonna face the other Legionnaire statue or representation of Mars, so to speak. And we need to deal with him without taking damage using the pistols. The trick to this is using the little opening from which we entered. Let me show that to you in practice. The moment we unlock the door, the fight is on. You can make this a little bit easier via skipping the following cutscene. Oh, let me do this. Nice. Okay, guys, so we have our pistols ready. Let's get close, but not too close. And this guy, unlike the one in Trajan's Markets, cannot shoot any magic missiles. He needs to get close to you, but if he does, he's gonna cause shockwaves, which are difficult to avoid, okay? So, let's do away with his health somewhat. And now, really, the key part to this strategy is falling through the opening over here. Because the Legionnaire is gonna try to come at you, and you can just shoot his groin until he drops dead. And that's it, it couldn't be easier. With our golden pistols for luck, we cannot fail. Yeah, this is a bit underwhelming. He's not even gonna try to hammer us with shockwaves or anything like that. This opening trivializes the achievement altogether. They could have made it more difficult by making sure we finish him off in his room, but no. And wait for it. Wait for it. There we go, Feet of Clay unlocked. So yeah, it's a bit underwhelming when you use this opening, but again, it's the best way to do it. Now guys, New Game Plus difficulty is gonna throw a curveball on this, because we'll be running out of ammo and we'll have to resort to revolver and pistols both. Anywho, thank you so much, Golden Pistols, you brought us the needed luck. Let's switch back. Another absolutely gorgeous room. My god, I want to take so many pictures in Chronicles. Okay, let's take a shot of the bust of, hopefully not Nero, but maybe some other psychopathic emperor. And now, we are gonna pick up the most exciting item of them all. Guys, you didn't believe it, but there's Colosseum key number 2, and guess what? The lock to it is right here. The puzzles are just absolutely wrecking our brains today, aren't they? Okay. Let's keep going. And now, guys, I would like to slide forward, tilt Lara to the right, and just grab the ledge over here, ensuring she will not overshoot. But I guess that should be fine anyway. And there we go, guys. Not quite the Temple of Xi'an that it could have been. But you can absolutely go for the Philosopher's Stone, but if you do that, you will miss out on the final third secret. And again, I like this one because it rewards curiosity of players who are like, what happens if I try to retrace my steps back to the temple from Trajan's Markets and Streets of Rome, okay? But all that's here after a cave-in is just the third golden rose, which unlocks the Codex of Rome. Very satisfying. It also unlocks something way more exciting if you're playing the original PC and a PS1 version. But I want to get rid of the flare, because I don't want it to go out just as we're to grab this ledge after everything we've accomplished. And now, my friends, this is a bit naughty, but I actually have to show you the stats screen now, before we get the final pickup, as it triggers the level end. So, my friends, this was the Colosseum. Kind of a short level, but nevertheless very enjoying. This is kind of classic tomb raiding in one package. I just wish it'd be longer and tougher, honestly. Nevertheless, we got our hands on 11 out of 12 goodies. The 12th one we're staring at. We're gonna get it, the level ends, so I need to pause here, raising the total pickups count to 80, or it should be 81 with the Philosopher's Stone. We have also landed all 9 kills, all of them registered, raising our kills count to 16, and we have found all 3 secrets, raising the total to 9 out of 36, unlocking the Codex of Rome, and also unlocking something very special in the main menu. Again, if you're playing the original PC or original PlayStation version, I'm gonna get to that. As far as achievements go, we have unlocked Long Live the King for defeating all the lions with Uzis. Good thing I saved before the final lion encounter. That gladiator just gets in the way. And we also unlocked Feet of Clay for defeating the last soldier statue, the method I showed you, and with the golden pistols with an extra bit of luck. And finally, we have not yet unlocked, and so ended the first of many. We are gonna do that when we pick up the Philosopher's Stone, which is what I'm gonna get to straight away. Furthermore, guys, something very important. After we do this, an FMV cutscene is gonna play, which is gonna transition into the next chapter of the game directly. I'm gonna make a cut in that FMV cutscene and not show you the whole thing, because I prefer to show you part of it as we begin tackling the next level, the next chapter in the next video. Hopefully you can forgive me and that makes sense, okay? So I'm gonna do my own artistic take here like I did in my original walkthrough. Nevertheless, you need to crowbar the Philosopher's Stone, and with that, let's unlock the final achievement, and I'll see you in the main menu.
And so ended the first of many. I'm sure Miss Croft would be the first to apologize for her not entirely courteous behavior regarding some of the more delicate religious artifacts. Father Patrick.
No need, my friend. All in a good cause. At least we knew they were in secure hands. Unfortunately, the church was above sending a bulletproof envoy to retrieve them.
Ah, but she recognized her place in the great scheme. Some things, as history has illustrated, best left to their slumber.
So guys, let me welcome you to the main menu of the original Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles PC version, patched somewhat to display at all in widescreen resolution. Okay guys, so something that unfortunately didn't make it to the remasters, which is for me a cardinal unforgivable sin, is the special features section. See, what actually happened in the original PC release of Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles is that each time you collect all secrets in a given chapter, like today we did in Rome for Streets of Rome, Trajan's Markets and the Colosseum, you would unlock one of the 4 special features. Now there are some differences between the original PC version and the original PlayStation 1 version, but what I specifically want to show you today is the PC version, because in this particular case it matches the PlayStation 1 version but in a better resolution and it's somewhat more visible, okay? So the way this worked essentially, let me load up a save file, because the game doesn't have an internal memory remembering what you have unlocked and what you haven't, is you have to reload a save file where you did just that. For example, this is from years back, my old Colosseum save file, where we collected all the secrets. Now the game knows what our secrets count is and also from which levels we found them. The count itself is not sufficient. If you were to miss the final Rome secret but pick up the first secret of the next chapter and be at 9 out of 36, that special feature would not unlock. It is tied to the chapters themselves. But now that we refresh the game's memory, let's again go to the main menu, and now if you go to options and special features, you will see the first part, storyboards part 1 enabled, and this is how it worked for every single of the 4 chronicles. Okay guys, so I want to take us through this. This, my friends, is the storyboard for the FMVs we've seen so far. Sequence 1, Plan 1, 20 seconds. Exterior Croft Estate, dark, day, storm, lightnings and rain. Camera goes down towards a silhouette, it's Lara's silhouette. Then, because of the interface, this is difficult to read, but lightnings we discover it's Lara standing, camera continues to go down. On the bottom of the statue there are characters. On the left it's Winston, on the right Lara's parents. So now it's confirmed the 2 people next to the memorial statue are her parents, who actually disowned her, but maybe something changed when they learned she died. On the right side of the screen, the chapel, and behind Croft Estate. I also like the respectful distance between Winston and her parents, almost like Winston is angry at them for what they've put her through, disowning them. If you remember, guys, in the original, before the whole timeline unification thing, Lara's bio was that she went into an argument with her parents who disowned her, and the reason she is still wealthy and has the estate is, first of all, the financial help of her two aunts, and also the fact that she was writing lots of books from her travels to finance everything. Now, the final panel says the camera approaches slowly the statue, then steady shot from the opposite side, the Crofts answer Winston's sign and take off in the direction of the house. I guess Winston politely asked them to get the hell out, it's time for tea party. Anyway, honestly impossible to read this because of the previous next tag, but anyway, Winston walks towards the entrance gate. At the same time, a Rolls-Royce appears driving in the same direction. Lara statue. The last picture shrinks and goes behind a news reporter. Backward zoom, TV news report is broadcasting on a mini TV in the back of the Rolls that is rolling under the rain. And then Winston wiping himself.
I am relieving myself too.
And being next to Father Patrick. Of course, it's Patrick. If it's an Irish priest, his name has to be Patrick. I'm surprised it's not Father Ted, honestly. Steady shot from the opposite side, Winston is going to cut off the TV. Father Patrick and, my friends, this was Jean-Yves. But they had to blur it out for the legal reasons I mentioned, because actual Jean-Yves was never approached for a permission to be in the game, and by the sounds of it he would be okay with it, but he was so pissed off they didn't bother to approach him, which I completely understand, that they now were in the process of changing it to Charles Kane. So anyway, Father Patrick and Jean-Yves in the study room, they are talking about the Philosopher's Stone, which is on the table. Shot from the opposite side, Winston, the Philosopher's Stone. The camera pans down, Father Patrick, the Vatican still smarts. Anywho, then we cut off to the opera scene, camera moves back. As a matter of fact, the singer is in reflection of Lara's, they say glasses, but it's binoculars, but okay. Lara is up in an opera box watching an Italian opera. We are in Roma. Roma? Why not Rome? Anyway, behind her, Larson appears.
Oh, god darn!
The charming Mr. Larson. I don't deal with monkey, Larson is sitting now. Even if the monkey has the Philosopher's Stone, which they changed, it became the Mercury Stone. And now it kind of makes sense why even Pierre today in the Colosseum was talking about the stone. They originally probably thought we're already going to be carrying the Philosopher's Stone, but then they changed the order of things somewhat. That's why they introduced the Gemstone in today's level, or the Mercury Stone in Streets of Rome level. Yeah, it's a bit messy. Anywho, Lara takes advantage of Pierre's credulity, then we cut. Lara's angry, approaches slowly the two men. Larson, who is holding the stone, steps back, then Lara catches the stone, puts it in her garter. Oh my, this makes me blush every time. And she goes again, jumping from the opera box. Shot of Lara flying in the opera, she grabs the stage curtains. The delivery boy is angry, and he's also gonna be smashed by a car. Cut, and the last moment the boy dives to cover. Pierre and Larson behind the wheel. The camera follows Lara, who passes just beneath, then the camera reaches Lara to show her point of view just in front of the gate. Shot from the opposite side, we are behind the gate. Lara jumps to cross the gate, the camera moves back. Something is near. Are they going to be able to cross the gate? Pierre and Larson start a long discussion on the distance between the gate and the ground. That's an apt description. Then they cut it here, they didn't show us the outcome in the storyboards, and we move on to the next cutscene that I actually didn't show you today, but you know what, that's fine, we're gonna go through the storyboards anyway. Short pan from Winston to Father Patrick. They both don't understand Jean-Yves' quotation, and he points at the picture of a U-boat. The U-boat episode. And that, my friends, is the segue into the next episode and the Russian chapter of the game. So, this got confusing to me as a kid. They're not showing a Russian submarine, they're now showing a German submarine from World War II, not to be mistaken with the Russian submarine from the present day we're actually going to be playing in. Interior U-boat, April 45, the camera is an unsteady shot, crosses the whole submarine until a scuttle... they blurred out something, one of the most powerful artifact. Oh, Jean-Yves, of course, is now quoting it. So we see more just purely visual panels, leading us to the storage room where the Spear of Destiny was located in one of the storage crates that the soldiers wanted to transport back home. Well, back home, they probably stole it from somewhere. The camera crosses the scuttle towards the box. Father Patrick is talking about the strange box, something. Jean-Yves, close up, talking about the box, his face tightened by the fire. The boat never reached the fatherland. The camera dives into the sea towards the U-boat, seamen escape. Oh, in escape pods, so some survived. Okay, that's a bit different from the FMV we'll actually see in the next episode. Same shot then before seen from the top, 4 very quick shots of frightened men, and then close up on the eyes, the light continues to spread out from the door. Something terrifying and mystical happened, kind of reference to the Ark of the Covenant. And this is, my friends, where the special features end today. So this is identical on both PC and PlayStation 1 version, but I decided to show you the PC one because the resolution is a lot better. On the PlayStation 1 I find it unable to even read the small letters, okay? So this is a cool thing, and again, I will never forgive Aspire and Saber. They did not re-implement this into the remasters. The remasters are supposed to be the best version of the game, and I'm just afraid that this will become lost art, which would make me very sad. So I'm just doing my little part to preserve this for people. In case in the future no one will be able to run the originals, at least they'll be captured in my video like this. And guys, what this means is that when we finish the next chapter of the game, which actually consists of 4 levels, we are gonna unlock next generation concept art. And I think in this one there are gonna be some differences between PlayStation 1 and the PC version, so it's gonna be a little more interesting. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this little surprise at the end of today's video. Now guys, I did not forget, I still need to thank my absolutely amazing patrons. Blangupel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Poother2, Basic Bryony, Bino, and Alex Clark. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for getting us free entrance to the Colosseum, skipping all the lines. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu, Renegade Derny, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, Dick Debbie, and Pini92. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and also for taking care of the ancient gladiators and making sure they're able to fit back into modern society, mostly as part of the local Rome cosplaying scene. I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also thank you for teaching Lara how to make every single shot count. Without that steady aim and nerves of steel whilst being surrounded by beasts, we wouldn't be shouting today, "Long live the Queen." And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and incredibly generous support of the channel. I couldn't do it without you. And also thank you for keeping all the unlockable features safe in Lara's freezer under lock and key. You've helped preserve this mostly forgotten art for future generations, and I'll be summoning your help whenever we finish one of the future chapters in Tomb Raider Chronicles. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members, as well as each and every one of you for making it to the end of not just today's episode, but the Rome chapter. So what did you guys think? Actually, one of you have shared a very interesting comment regarding the different chapters being sort of different tributes to Lara's past adventures, and the Rome chapter was in a way tribute to Tomb Raider 1, and I couldn't agree more. Now, it didn't quite reach as high highs as Tomb Raider 1, but it was still nevertheless very refreshing, especially coming back from the last revelation. Now guys, the next video you'll see from me will be a follow-up to my Gothic Let's Play series, an absolute behemoth, 2.5 hours long, that I want to release this weekend, and then I'll see you in the next Tomb Raider 5 Remastered episode in Russia. Until then, dress warmly, and I wish all of you happy raiding.